Welcome, survivors, seekers, and thrivers. I'm your host, Shari Leigh Roberts, psychic medium, energy healer, and living proof that you can transform your pain into power. Each episode, we dive into trauma healing, developing your intuitive gifts, and reclaiming your life. Get ready for real stories, deep wisdom, and a little laughter along the way.
Hello, and welcome to the day. I am Alecia Farricielli with me. Today, we are going to talk about two critical things that we must do in order to step into our best and highest selves. Welcome, Alecia. Thank you for showing up and being here, willing to talk about our inner child and the importance of stepping into our feminine flow.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
It is an honor. If you would give us a little background on what prompted your healing journey, what had you endured, and then later we'll talk about how you ended up focusing on these aspects of healing.
Yeah, so I didn't just wake up one day and be like, oh, when I was 5 and say, oh, I think I'm going to do all this inner child healing and do all of this stuff with other people. So
No.
I've owned multiple businesses and burned out really, really quickly because I didn't take care of my inner child. I know that she was screaming for attention and screaming for care and concern. And so once I started to figure that out, then I realized the next step in my business that was kind of lacking was I was still in a masculine hustle. I wanted to accomplish everything, wanted to go, and do, instead of just sit and be. And so when I finally flipped those energies around, I started to realize that I actually like doing what I'm doing. I've always known that I loved it, but I found a brand new passion for it. I found a new brand passion for actually life as well too. So there are many, 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 I want to call them learning lessons. I've gotten to where I am right now with that.
Now, you look young, really young. What were you, or what year was it that all of these things started coming to you, like you began to be aware of burnout in her child.
Yeah. So take people back in my childhood as was I grew in a very strict religious, emotionally, I'll call emotionally abusive. I'm not a therapist, but that's kind of what's been told, situation when I was a child. And so when I got into my 20s, I'm actually 45 now. So when I got into my 20s, I decided that I was still on the proving train. I needed to prove myself. So I did this through jobs, through I had to do children when I was younger, or I have children now, but when I was in my 20s. And so I was a very young mom, and I still had to prove myself. I had to prove my worth and prove to everyone that I was actually worthy to even be on the planet. So I hit my 30s and started about 35 or so. I guess it's probably about 10 years ago. I just sat down and was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. 35, 36. I was like, I don't want to do this. So I had some choices to make. And I made the choice to start to heal for that. And so it was a long process. And it's funny how I think the universe kept dropping little nuggets into me. Like, you need to heal from this, you need to heal from this and this. It's like, okay, so you did all this healing work, which I started to do about 4 years later. It's like, okay, so I was like, still feel like there's something missing inside of me. And it was this inner child. So the little term kept coming up. I was like, all right, well, let's dive into this little inner child and see what's up with that. Then I started to find out, because I was into coaching then, for about 4 years ago, and then into coaching. And so I was like, oh, this seems to be what is wrong with, seems to be the main cause of all the things that my clients are not happy with, has to be inner child. So I started working with them on that. And then I started to find out my feminine energy was it was healing. I call it healing because I grew up I had to prove myself. We're in a very masculine world still. It's starting to change off a little bit. And so you're not taught you're taught if you are feminine and you like stuff. And I was made fun of that for my entire life. Like, as my mom and I were always made fun of for being women, for being girls and wanting girly things. That wasn't as good as being masculine. So I still had that proving. When I was able to start stepping back and be like, I truly love I'm a very creative person. I love being creative. I love the feminine portions of my business. So what if I just sit in that part of it and focus on that and stop? And this year I quit reading books. I quit taking courses. I quit doing, I do have to take some courses, but I take bits and pieces, but I don't do well in systems. That's just not my personality. Some people are very good with the business systems. I'm not a system person. It's funny. My husband just told me yesterday, he's like, I'm going to sign up for this course. Has this whole system. I was like, I will take the course with you, but I'm not doing the system. I can't do systems. I just can't. It doesn't work for my business. Never has. It stresses me out. And it works for a lot. It does work for some people. I would say the majority of people, it works great. I'm just not that person. So I have to step back into the feminine portion, which was not running on systems. It was not trying to prove myself. It was allowing and letting clients come to me as opposed to the hustle. And I got a message 50. I was in real estate too. And I went through training. It was like, oh, you message 100 people a day and you'll get 25 responses. And like the numbers game does work if you're not stepping into your intuition and intuitively guiding your business. And when you start to do that, then you're like, it doesn't matter. I'm intuitively going to know the 5 people I need to reach out to because they have something going on that I can help them with. Not, do you want to buy something? Do you want to buy something? Do you want to buy something? Mentality. It's more, hey, how can I support you? I don't care. The exchange, the energetic exchange will happen eventually, but it's not the biggest. The energetic exchange could be monetarily, it could be something else. That will happen eventually because I know I'm supported by the universe and everything that I do. And so when I started to put all that into play, that's when my business started. And that was actually over the past couple of years. And even this year, it's like I've really embraced into not listening to other people. And it's been amazing.
Yeah, there is a tremendous amount of power and peace in that. Take us now to how you reconnected with they are beautiful inner child, and how you've kept her front and center with everything that you have going on your marriage. You're an entrepreneur where you have children. It is very difficult to keep focus, stay in your power, and allow that inner child to guide us.
Yeah, great question. So your inner child is always with us, and I didn't know that. This is the beginning. I learned a lot. So inner child's always with us, and you can be a very happy inner child, or it can be a very wounded inner child. Mine was extremely wounded inner child, and I ignored her for years and years and years and years and years. Now we have a great relationship. As she's almost like my third child that I have to maintain. My children, luckily, my other children are in their 20s. They're self-sufficient. They're on their own, so I don't have,
Good.
they still have emotional needs, that come through. So I do manage that, but they are pretty self-sufficient, thankfully. Very, 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 very proud of them for that. But going back, and I call her little Alecia, going back and talking to her, she was very angry because she didn't have the attention she needed. She didn't feel the support. She never felt supported because she didn't feel supported by her parents. She looked at me, and I didn't support her for many, I'd say almost 40 years. I didn't really support her. And so she's like, wait a minute, I need some support here. So I'm going to continue to act out. If I work hard enough, if I do enough stuff, if I allow everyone else to make decisions for me, then maybe she'll be good enough. And so it was a process that I went through, and I can kind of break that down real quick, is I started listening to her. I acknowledged her. I'm like, you are here. And I'll listen to her and let her get everything out. She's still telling me stuff, but let her get stuff out. And let her talk without judging her.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I said, you know what? You're absolutely correct. But I'm going to start parenting you, and I'm going to parent you the way that I needed to be parented. And I'm not complaining. My parents did the best job they knew how to do with what the skills that they had. And so I'm not blaming them or anything like that for all this, because they really did. They did everything they could out of what they had. And so when I started to be like, okay, so you want to play, let's go play. You want to color, you want to write, you want to sing, you want to dance. Let's go do that. Let's spend some time. And you'll just intuitively kind of know that that's what your inner child needs, especially when it's acting out. Oh, you're angry right now. So, okay, let's just sit with this anger for a little while and process through why we're angry. And then I'm going to give you almost a big hug. So I'll literally hug myself, or just go into myself and hold my heart center and be like, I love you, little Alecia. You're beautiful. And I sit and have her picture actually on I have a little area where I do a morning routine. And I have her picture there, and I'll just look at her and smile. And I'm like, and I just fall in love with her. I'm like, you're so beautiful and precious. Just a little precious little girl, It's like, if you were my little girl, which she is I was like, I just love you. I see the beauty inside of you. That others didn't see. I could look straight into your eyes and know you'd see the mischievousness that you have, the creativeness you have. You can see the love that you have, like just pure love that was inside of these eyes. And I look at a picture, I look at about 18 months old, probably maybe less, maybe 2. I was like, I just see the pure innocence in your eyes and the curiosity and all this stuff. And so I try to bring that stuff back into everything that I'm doing, because that's what my inner child, that's who to be recognized for. So once I started doing that, and started letting her kind of start to heal and play out, then I made sure to incorporate some of the creative fun. My inner child was to play all the time. She's like, Alecia, we want to do this today. And like, no, we got to actually have to still in a little bit. And that's the balance of the energy. So when I talk about feminine flow, doesn't mean that we're completely stepping out of balancing that out and letting the feminine lead. but she wants to play all the time. And so I'm like, no, we have to, like November, this coming up, this that kind of, but the lawn comes out, but this upcoming month is like, nope, that's my sit down. I have to sit down. I have to do all, I have to work, like do all the system, not systems, but put together my systems. I want to call, I guess you call them systems, and how, what things that are goals that I have for the next year. I need to sit down and do some things to finish off the year too. And so she's not very happy with me at times, but then I have to take the extra hour and just take a break and go for a walk in nature or do something. And then it's like this little inner child. Think of it just tapped to your hip. Yep, and it's like, okay, no, I can't get to you right now, but in 2 hours, I'll go play with you. Those children are like, okay, cool. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to have to sit here. I may not be patient about it, but they're going to sit here. And imagine, oh, no, we're never going to get to do that. Never get to do that. What are they going to do? Kids do one of two things. They either pout or they get louder, right?
Yeah.
They very rarely walk off. And if they're walking off, they're pouting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not getting their way, their attention, because their mind doesn't comprehend that maybe they're not right. Because in children's minds are always right.
Yeah.
They don't understand until society, you get older and people are telling you that you're wrong. When you're born into this world, you were born into a world and you think that you're correct, you're right. And it's not an egotistical thing. It's true who you truly are.
Yeah.
And so the ego starts to play a little bit later on in life, and other people's egos come in and they start to tell you how you're supposed to be in this little box. The whole point of the inner child, it wants to step out of the box. And so it doesn't like to be put into a box. And when we put the inner child into the box, it feels confined. It feels restricted. And what happens then? It starts to pout, or it starts to act up more. And by acting up, it acts up in, again, mine was acting about people pleasing, or I would get angry and snap at my children. My children are smaller. I wasn't any yelling script. I would just snap at them. Yeah. And so I have very little patience at times. It's because I was so stressed out because I was like, I have to be in this box, but I want to be in this box in parenting, but I need to be back in this box. If I'm not in this box, then I'm wrong. And so that's literally kind of what goes through a lot of people's minds. Yeah. So inner child's like, no, go play out of this box. Is questioning, why are we in the box? What is this box? What's it for? Who's said to stay in this box? So it's almost, it could be the good rebellious view, if you listen to it.
I couldn't agree more. And it's funny, or power they use the box is simple. I like you have never liked systems or were routines. Getting up, getting them to school, going to work, coming, blah, 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 day after day. Yeah, I lost my mind and had no patience. It is a beautiful thing once you step out of the box. Create the life you're meant to live. Everything just seems to melt, and it's a happy life. Now I mentioned your intro about your very common state of heart. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So that is my brand to bring feminine, and that's feminine. I don't mean by just women. It could be men, but primarily women we're so unfocused or so out of whack of out of whack of who we are. We don't know who we are in our feminine. We're told that we have to be a superwoman, we have to be this, we have to be everything. But what if we just step back into the softness portion of ourselves, the portion that allows us to receive in, and we don't have to be loud and screaming out to the world, see me, see me, see me, see me, see me.
No.
What if we got quieter, and it's just the softness portion of it? And so we're taught that softness, being soft, is a bad thing, that you have to be hard and boisterous and loud, and unfortunately we have had to be that. But what if we step back into that portion of ourselves? There are times, and we're living in a world, there are times that we do have to step into that masculine, not a toxic masculine portion, but we have to step in that masculine. We have to step it up, and we have to act in that masculine. Unfortunately, that's unfortunately, I say unfortunately for women, for us women, that it's not a choice. We do have to step into that, especially if you're raising children, mother, father, you're doing that on your own. I mean, if you're in a workplace that requires that for you, I mean, that is just it is it. But what if we could come home to the feminine? Even if you're not have a partner or a spouse or whatever, you just kind of come home to your feminine portion of yourself and the enjoyment of life and the flow. It's I think of it kind of like a butterfly, as opposed to a tiger. So the tiger is like the masculine, right? We're attacking, how far does that getting you? That gets you to burnout, right? And even men are experiencing this now, ladies. So watch what the men in your life and notice that something is going on with them. Is they're tired, they're burnt out of having to hold it all together, having to be this, not just the strong one, but to be the force. And there's times that we do need that force, and it's a beautiful energy to go back. But that force is supposed to protect the feminine. The feminine is supposed to be the part that kind of rises up right now, and it becomes it's actually the leader. Because when we lead from the softness, the world becomes a lot different. We're getting much further. We're not forcing people to do stuff. We're allowing them to do this. Think about it as, who wants to be forced to do something? Nobody. And think about how many, go back to business, how many marketing messages do you get every single day? I get these probably 10 or 20 a day on LinkedIn, email, text. Hey, I got the system for you. I got this, it's like bro marketing coming on. It's like, that doesn't even work. That's not even working for men anymore, because people are so burnt out. It's just distortion, noise. So how do you break through the distortion and the noise? You come back into the softness. You become a little bit different. And becoming a little bit different, you're actually coming back into your true self. Now, some people have a higher masculine energy inside naturally, and a higher feminine energy. That's totally fine. But it's the balance of it. Again, it's the balance of it. Think about, I like to use the illustration as you have this beautiful vase of flowers, right? In order for the flowers to be able to bloom, they need the water, right? And they need a container to put the water in. That's the masculine. It's protecting it, right? It's protecting it. It's on the exterior of it, and it's a very important part of it. It's the almost grounded portion of it. The flowers are going to bloom out when they have all of the necessary, the water, the nutrients, I mean, everything inside that vase. They're going to start to bloom, right? What do people start to notice? They don't know. The vase was sitting there, but the vase is sitting there screaming, I need water, give me more water. And your water is, you have too much water or whatever. It's not doing good, but they're noticing the flowers, right? So be the flowers portion of it. And to me, that's just the love and the beauty that's inside the world that I think we need so much right now. We need to find that love and beauty, and all the chaos that's going on. I'm in the US, the government shut down right now. People are like freaking out about, and I'm not getting political or anything. They're freaking out about stuff. There is some beauty inside of that portion. The beauty that comes out can be the people that come around and that help. Be that person, not the one screaming fear and anxiety, all this stuff. Yeah, that's a broken vase right there. But for the masculine to come in and to be that supportive vase, that very stern, firm base, to be able to support the feminine rising in. That's the best way I can explain it. I hope that didn't lose anybody, but
No, there was an excellent analogy. I think it is important for those who don't quite know yet. The key to getting to that feminine place, the place of love, is reuniting and being that values for your inner child. Take the time if you don't know where to begin to heal or to be happy, to regain control over your life. Get in touch with your inner child. So, however, you're drawn to do that, will do wonders in helping you get to where you want to be. So, Alecia, what would you like to impart on anyone who hears this?
I think it's very important now what's coming through is to let's go back to the boxes, step outside of the box of what's being told to you right now and start to get curious about yourself, who you truly are, not what everyone is telling you that you are, not how categorizing you to different multiple categories. Who are you without those categories? What is your true nature? What is your true values right now? That is very important. I think that's going to be so much important in the next even few years as we migrate through life, through the new societies coming on, all the stuff going on. This is going to be very important to really know who you truly are in love, not fear.
That is perfect. And I also love how you're making the self-awareness bigger than just with us. Being self-aware does mean that you are looking around and asking those questions. Really, and I really appreciate you talking to that.
Thank you for listening. If today's conversation resonated with you and you're ready to explore your own healing journey or intuitive gifts, I'd love to work with you. I offer psychic medium readings, energy healing sessions, and intuitive development guidance at shariroberts.org. And if you're not quite ready for a session, but want to be a part of the conversation in a supportive community, join my private Facebook group. The link is in the show notes. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Shari Leigh Roberts. Until next time, remember, you're never alone.